Crime King back.
The best witness of any homicide is the body. That's where you start. That's what's going to really tell you the story.
Finally, some answers in the puzzling case out of Kansas City, where 3 Chiefs fans went outside after a big game and never came inside.
What's up, guys? True Crime King back. All right, we finally have some answers in this freaking Chiefs fans mysterious death. Okay, so I haven't watched it yet, so we're gonna find out together. Here we go.
Newly released toxicology report is shedding new light on what may have happened.
Toxicology.
With reports of cocaine and fentanyl in the men's systems.
They like to party, so to speak. They like to drink, and they probably got some cocaine that had fentanyl in it.
The event leaving behind just one sole survivor who was handcuffed after the bodies were found. Could he now face charges?
Bro, what is going on right now? What is going on right now?
It's been nearly 1 month since 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans were found dead outside of a home on the city's north side. Since then, we've seen widespread coverage of the mysterious case with few answers.
Kansas City Chiefs, they're in the Super Bowl, so, and along with the Swift and Kelsey, their relationship, anything will engage with the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be hitting the news.
That was retired FBI agent Colin Schmidt, who says there's a lot of reasons why the case has stayed in the headlines, but there may soon be more answers.
Oh, I think this has stayed in the headlines because three guys, for all we knew, went out back and just died, right? That doesn't just happen all the time, right? But now, I mean, they all had cocaine and fentanyl in their systems. It makes a lot more sense, right? Now, I hope they got a drug test from the survivor, right? When they did, you know, I bet you they didn't, right? Because, and if he did have cocaine and fentanyl in his system, it would be out by now, right? I think it only takes like a couple days for that shit to get out of your system. But real quick, before we get any further, I'm just gonna tell you what I think happened already. So, I think all of the guys, all of the Chiefs fans were, you know, purchased some cocaine for the football game. Okay, now what they didn't know most likely was that there was fentanyl in that cocaine. Okay, now I think all of them were partaking in this cocaine use, okay? And 3 of them just happened to, I guess, maybe they were using it outside or whatever, but 3 of them died or passed out and then died. And I think the survivor did pass out, but woke up at some point. Could have been, it could have been the next day. Who knows? But he was lucky enough to wake up, okay? And I think that guy, he woke up. He knew they were dead, right? But he's not going to tell the police that because then he's going to get in trouble. So he just kept it shut. He acted like he didn't see any of their cars in the driveway. And he just played stupid until now. That's my story as of now. But let's see what happens here.
The fact that it was just such a horrible circumstance where 3 people were found outside, basically frozen to death. But I think as they drive in, they probably didn't freeze to death. They probably died of a drug overdose.
Here's what we do know. On January 7th, the Kansas City Chiefs took on the Los Angeles Chargers for the last game of the regular season. That night, Jordan Willis held a viewing party at his rental home in KC. At the get-together, 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old...
Now, real quick, at first glance, you wouldn't think that these guys are, drug users, right? That's another reason. Maybe, maybe most people partake in a little cocaine use, right? But these guys don't look like, fentanyl users or addicts, right? That's why I'm inclined to believe that they didn't know that there was fentanyl in that cocaine. And they probably didn't have any tolerance whatsoever because they've probably never used fentanyl before, right? And they overdosed.
Clayton McGeaney. All three men went to high school together, and so did Alex Weimer Lee, who made an appearance at the watch party. The Chiefs bested the Chargers 13-12, but the Friends party carried on well after the game. Weimer Lee reported he left the rest of the group at about midnight, saying they were still up and watching Jeopardy! It was 2 days later, on January 9th, when McGeaney's fiancée found his body in the backyard of Willis's rental home. The bodies of Johnson and Harrington were also recovered. Weeks later, local Kansas City stations report toxicology results have been completed and handed over to police. We're seeing reports that the toxicology report has been completed, it's been handed over to police, and even some of the victims' families have received the tox report, or at least learned what's inside of it. We haven't seen it publicly. It hasn't completely been released, and I'm wondering why not?
Well, I think they're still trying to determine cause of death, and then basically there might have to be an autopsy to determine if there was another factor that caused the deaths of these three. I don't know if they did an autopsy when they recovered the victims. They did say in the article that you sent me that it was 30 degrees outside, and they were found dead. I don't recall if they were found in the snow or not, but generally speaking, 30-degree weather, you're going to be able to kind of save yourself, so to speak. Now, if it was 30 below, or what I used to deal with in Wisconsin, when you have that wind going, yeah, you could freeze to death very quickly if you weren't dressed.
Yeah, so let's say that, it's the end of the game or whatever, a commercial. They walk out back, okay? They're maybe smoking a cigarette, right? And there's maybe a table out there, and then they all do a line or two of this cocaine with fentanyl in it, right? And then they all pass out. And then it's like he just said, 30 degrees and windy in freaking Kansas City, right? And then they freeze to death after they're knocked unconscious from this fentanyl. Or maybe some of them died from the fentanyl right there and didn't freeze to death. They just overdosed. And maybe some of them did freeze to death. Only time's going to tell.
Appropriately. But in this case, they likely would have survived for quite some time in with that temperature. So it really comes back to answer your question, why are they not being specific about a cause of death? I think they want to make sure they have their ducks in a row.
Yeah, I mean, this is a super high-profile case, right? All of America is watching this. So they don't want to get it wrong, right? They want to take their time, and there's no rush for them to, just make an assumption or just take your time and get it right. We can wait, right? But now with this toxicology report out, I mean, we basically know what happened now.
Because if it turns out that it was a fentanyl overdose, for example, they don't want to tip off whoever gave them the drugs, and also they want to be prepared to make some arrests. Yeah,
and whoever gave them the drugs, they're shitting their pants now because, they're going to get caught. It's only a matter of time. I mean, they got all of their phones, right? It's only a matter of time. Whoever gave him the drugs is fucked. Okay, that's my opinion. All right, guys. Now we know what happened almost. So we just gotta wait for the final results. But you know, I told you what I think happened. Let me know what you guys think happened down in the comments. If you agree with me, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, True Crime King out.